Today we are on the 54th day of the practice of the Bhagavad Gita. And for today I have chosen the 9th shlok of the 10th adhyay. So let's chant it. Machchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. With their minds fixed on me and their lives surrendered to me, conversing and enlightening one another about my glories, my devotees ever remain contented and take delight in me. This is what Bhagavan Krishna is telling Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. We read already in the last few days that Bhagavan Krishna is revealing to Arjuna the most secret, the highest knowledge to Arjuna. And even the great sages, the rishis, the devatas, they don't know this knowledge that Bhagavan is going to tell Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita and through Arjuna to us. Why did Bhagavan choose to reveal this knowledge to Arjuna? We saw Bhagavan himself said in the 4th chapter that he's revealing this to Arjuna because he considers Arjuna to be his bhakt as well as his sakha. But in addition to that, I'm sure that Bhagavan must have seen some potential in Arjuna to reach the highest goal, spiritual goal, if he were to do some sadhanas. And how lucky are we that we get to eavesdrop on this greatest secret of what sadhanas we should do, or what sadhanas Bhagavan is recommending to Arjuna to become his greatest devotee. And if we become his greatest devotee, then we will also get that highest secret. So let's see what those sadhanas are. They are revealed to us right here in this very shloka. So here are the 5 sadhanas that Bhagavan is recommending to Arjuna because he sees some potential in Arjuna to get enlightened, to get liberated. The first one he says is, minds fixed on me. With their minds fixed on me, the devotees' minds fixed on Bhagavan. Me, not me, Bhagavan. In today's times, it's really very difficult to fix our mind on anything. To fix our mind on one thing is almost impossible. And do you know what the reason is? The reason is this mobile phone. With the amount of videos, games, apps, which are all designed to change the image within seconds. Every few seconds, the image in your screen keeps changing. And we have now got used to having a very small attention span. Every few seconds, our attention is moving to the next image, next image, next image. Sounds, images, lights, special effects, craziness. These videos have made our mind, they have trained our mind to become restless, to become rajasic, and continuously on the move. This kind of a mind cannot focus, cannot be fixed on any one thing. So we have to untrain the mind, from this thing which is going on in our consciousness without being conscious of it. So the first thing you have to do as a sadhana for this is to do karma yoga, because karma yoga removes the vikshep, karma yoga removes the mal from the mind, all this craziness which is going on. And once that is done and the mind becomes a little more shant, a little more pure, a little more clean, then the real sadhana will start. For this is puja, kirtan, bhajan. When we do kirtan, puja and bhajan, it kind of makes the mind fixed on one task, because why we go to the videos is because we feel they are entertaining. We don't have to concentrate too much. It kind of happens. Puja also is a kind of entertaining sadhana because it automatically brings joy to us. So, but it will not bring joy. Let me assure you, puja, kirtan, bhajan will not bring joy to you until and unless the mind has become ready for it through karma yoga. So first karma yoga, then puja, kirtan, bhajan. The second thing Bhagavan says is lives surrendered to me. Now we want to understand this from the Sanskrit word madgat prana. Here actually what it means is that all the 10 indriyas, 5 organs of perception, 5 faculties of perception, and 5 faculties of action. These make our 10 indriyas. Bhagavan says, absorb these 10 indriyas in me. Generally, what happens with our faculties of perception, which we call sense organs, they are always engaged in the outside world to discover new things. And what about our 5 organs of action? They are engaged. We have used the senses to discover. Now we use the organs of action to pursue those objects, to acquire those objects, to preserve them, protect those objects as mine. So basically, our 10 indriyas have become bahir mukhi, outward. But Bhagavan says all 10 indriyas should be absorbed in me, in Bhagavan, not in sansar. So I recommend one sadhana. It's not that easy. And I say that sadhana is practice maun of 10 indriyas. Generally, when we practice maun, we just don't speak. We are doing maun of one indriya. That is speech. But I'm saying do maun of 10 indriyas. Not easy. Start it with maybe once a month. Then for half a day. Once a month, then do it for once a week, then see if you can do it at least for a few minutes every day. Engage all 10 indriyas in contemplating on Bhagavan, not just speech. And one beautiful way of doing that is through japa. If you can spend time, I don't know how long you can do it, maybe a few seconds in the beginning, then a few hours, maybe a few minutes, hours, a day, try. It's a way of progressing. The third one is conversing and enlightening one another about my glories. Everyone loves to talk, isn't it? You can't get them to stop talking. So what will sansaris talk about? They will talk about sansar. They will gossip. They will talk about other people. They will talk of their shopping and Bollywood and Hollywood and God alone knows what else. But this is not the talk that Bhagavan is talking about. Bhakts will always find it engaging to talk about sadhanas, to talk about kathas, to talk about what they heard in pravachan, about yatras, something that is involved with their journey. Let me tell you, recently someone told me something. she said, your students are always talking about spirituality. This was a comment. Your students are always talking about spirituality. Perhaps she was pleasantly surprised to hear that, or maybe she was just bored because my students were continuously talking of spirituality. But for me, it was music to my ears. What better thing is there to talk about? So in addition to attending pravachans, attending discourses, classes, etc., it's very useful for sadhaks to get together, form groups, discussion groups, maybe in person, maybe online. In that way, they discuss the sadhana, they discuss, help each other, encourage each other, answer questions for each other. It's like a booster shot between classes, and that helps you to stay on track. So that is the sadhana. Form groups and discuss what you are experiencing. Help others share your experience. The fourth one is remaining ever contented. Beautiful. How contented we are in our life is a beautiful yardstick to measure our progress in the spiritual journey. On how many things, on how many people, on how many situations, on how many experiences are we dependent to be content? So, how many things make us discontent? Both ways you can see it. This irritates me, that irritates me, this is bad, this is bad. How many such things are there in our life that make us discontented? Sadhana, keep a journal. These are all the things that made me discontented today. And then find out for yourself whether you are progressing or not progressing. What is the sadhana you have to apply here? Glad acceptance, of course. So here we know everything, you know. Bhagavan is telling us again and again, do it. Fifth one, take delight in me. Beautiful. Ma ramante. See, a small child, maybe a year, 2 years, they will be delighted with everything. Small things delight them. Show them one flower, they'll be delighted. If you give them even simple pots and pans which are in the house, plastic boxes, they will play for hours with it. You don't need to buy anything fancy for them to feel delighted. But as they grow a little bit, then you need those fancy toys, then it'll grow a little more, then you need some fancy gadgets, electronics. You grow into an adult, then of course you need a lot more to feel delighted. Maybe clothes, maybe jewelry, maybe houses, maybe vacations, maybe all accessories, I don't know, cars, planes, God knows. So our mind loves to roam in the sansar, frolic, ramanti, frolic in the sansar, finding different things to amuse them. But a sadhak will not need to do that. A sadhak who has done all these sadhanas which I have just talked about, they will be ramanti, they will be frolicking inside themselves because they have found within themselves that contentment which we just talked about, which gives them pure anand. And when you've tasted that anand from inside, there is nothing in the entire universe that can produce that anand, which is a part of who we all are, and which is a consequence of all the above sadhanas. You want to reach that point, start giving up one thing that actually your happiness depends on. And then maybe soon, hopefully, in this lifetime, you will experience that Mam Ramanti, feeling happiness within from your own self. More tomorrow.